In the bustling coastal city of Seattle, where rain painted the streets, silver and coffee shops glowed like beacons of warmth, lived a man named Ethan. He was 35, a dedicated high school history teacher who lived for his students, staying late to help with essays, coaching the debate team, and sharing stories of the past that made kids believe they could shape the future. But Ethan's true passion burned outside the classroom. He was secretly writing a historical novel about a forgotten Civil War hero, a black soldier whose bravery changed the course of a battle, but whose name was erased from the records. For 7 years, Ethan had poured his soul into this book. Nights blurred into mornings. Weekends sacrificed, every spare dollar spent on research trips to archives across the country. The dream wasn't just fame, it was legacy. Ethan wanted to prove that ordinary people could uncover hidden truths and give voice to the silenced. He had finally finished the manuscript, polished to perfection, and entered it into the prestigious National History Book Prize contest that came with a $100,000 advance, national publication, and a chance to turn the story into a major film. Winning would mean security for his modest life, validation for his years of quiet struggle, and most importantly, bringing that hero's name back into the light. Suspense built like a gathering storm. The finalists were announced, and Ethan's book was on the list top 5 out of thousands. The winner would be revealed at a gala in New York in 2 weeks. Ethan bought a single train ticket across the country, the cheapest way he could afford, planning to arrive just in time for the ceremony. He told no one except his sister, who hugged him tightly and said, "This is it, Ethan, your moment." But life, as it often does, had other plans. 3 days before departure, disaster struck. A massive Pacific storm slammed into the West Coast. Floods, landslides, power outages. Rail lines were destroyed. Ethan's train was cancelled, and every alternative flight or route was booked solid or grounded. He called the contest organizers in desperation. "Is there any way to attend virtually?" They were kind, but no. The winner had to accept in person. "It's tradition," they said. Ethan refreshed travel sites obsessively, his hope fading with each sold-out message. The night before the gala, he sat on his apartment floor, surrounded by printed pages of his manuscript, tears falling onto the words he had bled for. 7 years, gone, not because the book wasn't good enough, but because a storm took away his only chance. Heartbreak washed over him in waves. "Why now?" he whispered into the empty room. "I gave everything: time, money, sleep, relationships. I let drift away because I was always writing, and for what?" He almost deleted the entire digital file in a moment of despair, his finger hovering over the button. The dream that had kept him going through endless rejection letters, through doubting himself, through loneliness, it felt stolen, cruelly, unfairly stolen. But in the depths of that pain, something shifted. Ethan couldn't go to New York, but he could still share the story. With shaking hands, he created a simple website that night. He uploaded the full manuscript for free, titled it "The Name They Erased," and wrote a raw, honest letter on the homepage. This book was written for one reason: to give back a name that history tried to forget. I can't be in New York tonight, but the story doesn't need a stage. It just needs to be heard. He shared the link on a small history forum he frequented. Then he went to bed, exhausted, expecting nothing. What happened next changed everything. By morning, the forum post had exploded. Historians shared it. Teachers downloaded it for their classes. A viral thread on social media caught fire. This man's book was supposed to win a major prize tonight, but a storm trapped him. "Read it, it's incredible." Millions of downloads. News outlets picked it up. The book a storm couldn't silence. Bookstores started printing unofficial copies on demand. A major Hollywood producer, moved to tears by the story and the manuscript, reached out directly. "We want to option this today." The contest organizers, seeing the groundswell, made an unprecedented move. They declared Ethan the winner anyway, flying out to Seattle personally to present the prize on live television. But by then, it barely mattered. The advance came, the film deal soared into millions, but more importantly, schools across the country adopted the book. Museums created exhibits around the hero Ethan had resurrected. His name, Sergeant Elias Grant, was spoken again, etched into new plaques, taught in classrooms. Ethan stood on the rain-soaked Seattle pier one evening, months later, watching the sunset paint the water gold. Tears came not of loss this time, but of awe. The heartbreak of missing that train, of thinking his dream had died in a storm, had forced him to release the story freely into the world. And in letting go, it had come back to him 1,000-fold greater. touching lives he never could have reached from a fancy gala stage. He whispered to the waves, "Thank you for closing that door. You opened the sky instead." So you see, dear viewers, sometimes life breaks your heart in the most devastating way, not to punish you, but to redirect you toward a destiny far bigger than the one you planned. When the door you fought for slams shut, when the dream you've carried for years seems to slip away forever, trust that the pain is making space for something more beautiful. The greatest blessings often wear the disguise of deepest disappointment. Hold on through the tears. Keep sharing your gift, even when no one is watching, because what feels like the end is often the moment the universe says, "Now watch what I can really do with your story." And one day, you'll look back at that closed door, at that cancelled train, at that night you cried on the floor, and you'll smile through tears, knowing it was the kindest redirection life ever gave you.